Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another movie review. You know, over the past 2 years of this pandemic, it's given most of us some more time to maybe take up a new hobby, learn a new skill, or in some cases give filmmakers an opportunity to make a movie that they may not have ever got around to, which is going to lead me to today's movie review called Lockdown COVID-19 Invasion, released in 2021. Now this is the part of the review where I show pictures of the actors who are in this movie and I say what characters they played. But other than Kevin Nash, I honestly couldn't put anybody's face to anybody's name in this movie. So you could tell already what type of impression this movie had. Now here in this movie, it is the year 2035 and COVID-19 is still around. Now the world that they've created here definitely seems very desolate and people will do whatever it takes not only to survive but also to keep outsiders out of their territories in order for them not to be infected. Now we're gonna meet this man, and for this review, I'm just gonna call him the brother because honestly, if the filmmakers can put such little effort into making their own movie, I can put just as little effort into doing a review about their movie. Now the brother is gonna be concerned that his sister is in a lot of trouble and he's gonna head off to an abandoned school for a rescue mission. Now the bulk of this movie will take place inside of a high school where the brother is trying to do a rescue mission to get his sister out safely. But guys, you know there's an old saying that something is as exciting as watching paint dry. Well, that's exactly what I found myself doing during the bulk of this movie. These action scenes here in this movie are so boring, it actually felt like time was standing still. Now what did get my attention in this movie is the interaction between the brother and the sister. Now the sister has been infected and the brother is going to use his military training in order to do this rescue mission to get her out safely. But the sister honestly is one of the worst developed characters I've ever seen and is beyond cringeworthy. She's nothing but a pain in the butt and she's totally ungrateful to her brother. Honestly, her brother would have been better off never going on this rescue missions for a variety of reasons, including the continuation of this movie. Now, as if the characters aren't bad enough here in this movie, so are the situations in which they find themselves in. And guys, there's plenty of cliche moments here to be had. Now, just 3 of them off the top of my head, the brother and sister, they're outnumbered by this group of hoodlums, all of which have weapons, but the hoodlums can do nothing to keep them at bay. Plus there's a scene where the brother and sister have to use a gas mask, and when the brother and sister are running away, the sister, she just tosses the gas mask as if she'll never need it again. And of course, there's the ever popular, the car won't start when they're trying to make a getaway. Now that's just 3 of the moments here in this movie that will have you shaking your head as to why you're still watching this movie. Now, do I recommend the movie Lockdown COVID-19 Invasion, released back in 2021? Absolutely not. Now, why we checked out this movie in the first place was, of course, because Kevin Nash was on the poster. Now, we weren't expecting the next Die Hard. We were just expecting something maybe campy and entertaining. You know, maybe a good bad movie, but what we got here was just something so dreadful and so bad, I wouldn't recommend this movie to anybody. In fact, if you're on quarantine and you have absolutely nothing to do, go ahead, paint your house, watch the paint dry because that'll be more entertaining than this hour and 20 minutes in which this movie lasts. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give the movie Lockdown COVID-19 Invasion a 2 out of 10. Now the only reason I'm not giving this movie a 1 out of 10 is for 2 reasons. Number 1, Kevin Nash is in this movie even if it's just for a minimal amount of time despite his face being on the poster. And those times when he is in this movie, well, he's the only believable thing here in this movie. And number 2, it is an independent movie, so I'm gonna give them a point for at least trying, but that's about it. Now if you're a fan of Kevin Nash, there's plenty of good stuff to watch him in, like The Punisher or any of his old school wrestling matches. Now at the end of this movie, there's actually text that goes up from the movie creators saying that they started this movie without a script, and it certainly shows because they should have just forgot about this movie altogether. Guys, this is not a movie worth your time and your money, because actually the only way you can watch this movie as of this recording is on Google Play, and you either have to rent it or buy it, and that's the only reason why I sought this movie out to the very end, because I did spend my money on it and I wanted to try to at least get my money's worth. But honestly, I actually paused this movie 40 minutes into this movie, and I would have stopped it right there if I hadn't paid for it, because this movie was just so boring, so lackluster, and guys, so not worth your money and definitely not your time, because that's something you'll never get back. All right, guys, have you ever seen the movie Lockdown? I certainly hope you haven't, but if you have, comment down below and let me know what you thought. And guys, if you like movie reviews like this and all things pop culture, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.